SoFloRadio.com, the South Florida Radio Network. Since the dawn of civilization, the elusive quest in pursuit of the perfect drink continues to evolve. Now more than ever, we reap the rewards of this passion. The perfect vintage, the finest brew, or a spirit of optimum age and class. And now, SoFloRadio.com invites you to discover the wonderful world of booze by the glass.
Hello, everybody. Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to By the Glass. I'm your host, Brett Hubbard, and I implore you to come have a drink with us tonight as we explore the wonderful world of wine, beer, spirits, and everything in between. Tonight's show is called Drink Local. We are going to be exploring a lot of the local producers that produce a lot of the beverages that we have around in Florida tonight. I'm joined here with my guest host, Jason.
Hey, how's it going?
And we got Monica on the board.
Hola.
Yeah, we got Drink Local. It's a concept that we came up with. Mr. Ed Roberts and I got together and we said, hey, let's put together a show that it really explores the local things that we have in our own backyard, the treasures that we have in our own backyard.
Yeah, there's a lot of local brewers coming up, and also the vodka and spirit world.
And who knew?
Yeah, absolutely. Who knew? So we're going to do a series basically about the local brewers, the local distillers, the local wineries, everything. This is the first part of our series. This is called Florida Spirits. Yeah, and even though the show can be heard and watched around the world and it's based in Florida, we think it's important that we are aware of the great local folks that are producing world-class adult beverages right here in our own backyard. And why not support local business, right, Jason?
Absolutely. So if you're not in Florida, go check out your local distillers and brewers and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Drink Local is the concept, and it's what you do because, you know, it's nice to have a concept. Like I know a lot of the brew pubs and a lot of the breweries. I was reading that in Austin, Texas, they have a local beer night. So like you can walk into any bar and pretty much in Austin, Texas, one night of the week, and they'll have a night where they will, you know, $1 off local beers, and they'll have like 20 taps online, and one of the taps will be a local, bunch of the taps will be local beers, and and you'd be able to drink.
I would never even have guessed that vodka, rum, or even other spirits were made here in Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. No, there's a lot of we have a whole bevy of different products here that we're going to go over tonight. We're going to evaluate, and we might as well get right into it. The first one right here is a beautiful product we have. It's called 4 Orange Vodka. This one is it's really made from oranges. Now, the interesting thing about it is that most vodka products, they're highly neutral. They're
made from potatoes or something.
Yeah,
like
they
that.
are. They're made of grains and potatoes and all different types of things. They're made of all different types of anything that really has sugar, you can pretty much break down, has starches, you can pretty much break down into sugars and then ferment over into a beverage, an alcoholic beverage. And the actual term, the literal legal term for vodka is something that's void of color, taste, and just and appearance should be just clear.
So a clear spirit.
A clear spirit that's void of taste and flavor and color and smell and all that stuff. So that's the technical term for vodka. However, like I said, most of these products that they make, most of the vodkas that are made in the world, they can make them out of pretty much anything because it begins with the distillation process, of fermented mash of grains at a high proof. Usually it's about 190% alcohol proof before they turned it into the alcohol, which would be half that. So the proof is half the alcohol that they distill it at. So it's usually at 190%, and that eliminates all the conagers. Conagers are the tastes that are inside of it that you don't really want. So basically, the best thing about vodka and the reason that it's grown so popular, its claim to fame is that it can mix with anything. It's ubiquitous. You can pretty much mix it with anything, and it blends well with all mixers. So it's a really wonderful product. The difference between this vodka, interestingly enough, it's produced in Florida, is that it's made from oranges itself. So they actually take 4 different oranges that are Florida-grown oranges. Jason?
Yeah, they got the Hamlin, Valencia, Temple, and Parson Brown.
Oh, Parson Brown. That reminds me of a...
and it takes 20 oranges.
20 oranges to create one bottle, 750 milliliter bottle. But what they do is they take the actual orange juice and they break it down, and they ferment the orange juice. It's a slow, painstaking labor of love, definitely, to break down the oranges into a mash, so to speak, that they can then distill and to a spirit. And then the flavor, I haven't tried this yet, but we're going to do a showcase, and we're going to do a product evaluation on it. And
how much vitamin C is in a drink that we make with this? It's healthy, right?
It's good for you. Yeah,
this
drink
is
Florida,
local,
drink for you. It's good for the environment. It's good for the economy. You know, on this show, we always like to talk about, how the beverage industry, it really helps the economy, how it creates jobs, and how it helps us produce, it's just so many good things that come out of it. And this is just a perfect example. I mean, a lot of the orange groves, I remember a few years ago, we would get a lot of freezes in Florida. A lot of the orange groves went down. I'm sure that a lot of these people, they put a lot of money back into the groves because they have the money by producing something like vodka, which is orange juice sells a lot too, believe me, as a commodity for orange.
Orange juice is huge
yeah,
market.
It's huge. But, to be able to create a product like this and put it back into the economy and the environment too, I mean, I'm sure that it's a huge, huge part of the whole thing. So we're going to evaluate this 4-orange vodka. Like I said, it uses 4 different types of oranges, and it takes up to 20 oranges to make one 750 milliliter bottle. It's pretty amazing. They were established in 1943, so that's pretty interesting, in Lake Alfred, Florida, and harvested in the rich, fertile Peace River Basin. Oh, I love the Peace River.
Peace River, that's nice.
Yes, very peaceful. It's owned by Imperial Brands, which is out of Palm Beach Gardens, and it's a big, big distribution. It's not a mom-and-pop type of operation.
So you can get this all over the country, you think?
Yeah, you can get it. It's distributed in many states, and it's pretty much all over the place. So basically, like I said, the vodka production is it's highly neutral. So the flavor, a lot of people. I remember when I was working in the selling spirits about 10 years ago, the flavored vodkas were all the rage. There was you had your Stolies and your Absolute.
Yeah, when I was in the Total Wine today looking at vodkas, they, every vodka maker has an orange flavored vodka.
Right.
But this one's actually made from
yeah,
oranges.
That's what really sets this one apart, and what why it stands apart from all those is because it's actually made from oranges. To think that most vodkas are made from different grains. They're made from corn. They're made from the mash of the cheapest and the most readily available raw ingredients. And potatoes, like Jason said, were traditionally employed. In Russia and Poland is where vodka really comes from initially. And the word voda, which was the original word, means little water. So they drank it second to water. They used whatever they had around. These were not rich people. They had whatever they had harvested, whatever the grains were, whatever they could get their hands on and put together. That's what they would make their vodka out of. So it's kind of similar. I'm not saying that these guys, they went out and they used what was local. They used oranges. It's really to have the foresight to say, let's just skip all the grain parts and just make the mash out of actual oranges and then distill it right from there. It's really, it's pretty interesting, and I'm glad to be here celebrating Drink Local on By the Glass Show. You can catch us every Thursday at 6 o'clock on SoFloRadio.com and soon to be SoFloRadio.net. Every Thursday we're here. If you want to give us a call, you can definitely call in. The number is 954-990-0036. You can email me, Brett, at By the Glass Show. Jason knows the website.
ByTheGlassShow.com.
Yeah, and we have a bevy of different beverages here tonight, adult beverages. Vodka, we have rums coming up. We have some wonderful whiskeys, some small batch. Everything here is small batch, handcrafted, artesian. That's the important thing. Yeah.
I was wondering, sorry to interrupt, but I was just wondering, would they create other vodkas from other citruses and other
I bet you they definitely could.
Could. Grapefruit comes to mind.
Yeah.
Grapefruit, lemon. Because I know, and it's interesting too. Like I said, I was slinging a different flavored vodka every week, and I'm not going to put anybody down or talk about what they put in their vodka, but I'm sure they weren't as real as a product as actually just making it from the oranges themselves.
Yeah, a couple other things. It says it's a green product, so there's no waste
environmentally
in this whole process of making this.
That's the next step, too, as far as the whole beverage business goes, as far as wineries go and distillers and breweries, too. A lot of these people, they're going green. They start green. They give back to the environment. They make things in an environmentally conscious way, which they should, because if you think about it, I mean, it's agriculture. A lot of these products, the initial base products that they use to make this stuff, comes from the land, and you have to grow it. Hey, if you're basically, you start out as a farmer. If you go to anywhere, any vineyards, go to California. I go to Sonoma. I go to the Finger Lakes every year. these people they get up in the morning and they plow the fields, they plant the crops. They're out there with the pitchfork.
Absolutely.
So it's really starts with the land, and it has to come back around. So they're extremely environmentally conscious, which is a huge part of everything, and it's very important. We're gonna crack into this 4 Orange and a bunch of other stuff that we got when we come back on SoFlo Radio on By the Glass on SoFloRadio.com.